But we do want to turn back to tonight's debate, and one of the two vice presidential candidates taking the stage tonight was largely unknown to voters outside of Minnesota before joining the Democratic ticket. Even since then, many Americans might still be wondering who is Governor Tim Walz. CBS News Minnesota reporter and anchor Esme Murphy is here to answer that question. Esme, good to have you with us. What are the main things we should know about Tim Walz?
Well, I think one thing you should know about Tim Walz is a lot of it is what you see is what you get. He came from very humble origins. He grew up in Nebraska. He was a school teacher for years. He is not a wealthy man by any means. He does not own a house right now. He doesn't even own a car, with the exception of a 1979 International Harvester Scout that was made by International Harvester. It is a car. He is devoted to his family, his two kids, Hope and Gus. Gus, he's going to turn 18 years old here in just a few days. Obviously somebody who has had some learning difficulties that was pointed out during the convention. And he's also devoted, he's a big pet guy. He's been a cat guy for years, for all the attention that cats and dogs have been getting this election. He's had a cat for years, and he's had a dog for the past few years. In fact, he had a cat that went missing last year, and he put it out on social media, and the entire state of Minnesota was looking for his cat, which never did turn up, unfortunately. In terms of popularity, the latest poll has him at 48-47, favorable, unfavorable. He easily won his 2022 re-election.
Walz has come under some scrutiny for both his comments about his military record and his response to protests that erupted in Minneapolis following the murder of George Floyd. How can we expect him to respond to those issues if asked about them tonight?
Well, I'm sure they probably will come up. On the military record, yes, he did leave the National Guard after serving for 24 years. He was eligible for retirement. He gets very angry when confronted by this, because he says, you know, he put in his 24 years, people who've been in the National Guard, they're kind of the unsung heroes of our military. They do all the supply work. He feels he left at the right time in order to run for Congress. As for the criticism of the riots in 2020, that's something where he is very sensitive and might be vulnerable here. He can be very defensive when asked about that. The riots in Minnesota, George Floyd was killed on a Monday. The riots in Minnesota, in Minneapolis and St. Paul, went on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. Thursday night is when a police precinct burned down. And the response was very, very slow. He is a former member of the National Guard, has been criticized for not bringing in the National Guard sooner.
Based on previous debates, how do you expect him to come out swinging? What do you think his style will be tonight?
Well, you know, he is very personable, so you will see that. He does have a sharp temper. I mean, he can get very prickly, especially in areas where he might be a little defensive. It'll be interesting to see the response to any question about the riots and the riot response. But overall, you'll see a guy who is pretty affable, pretty genial. He likes to keep it in that lane, but when pressed, he can get heated.
Esme Murphy, thank you so much.